can see my eyes, so it's not like the shade shades.
No, you see us.
Yeah. Oh, you know how we do. You know how we do. So,
Chilling.
anyway, H-Town once again.
Hey.
Hanging out here, and you told me, like I said, we're gonna get in how it's global.
Yeah.
It's global, and I
It's
think
global.
they're kind of key that. So the power of networking. Well, tell me, what was going through your mind? Like I said, just as far as networking, what kind of mindset do you have to be a networker?
But we was walking through the hall to the pool, and
right.
we seen him, so we was messing with him like Detroit. You know, we was just messing with him like, oh, you got the camera.
All right.
But we didn't.
So y'all was repping y'all set.
You already know
no
it,
doubt.
we didn't have a good week, good day.
All right.
And when we saw him, we was just messing with him. And then when we got to the pool, we all got to talking, and then
Absolutely.
just one thing led to another.
And irony, like I said, I haven't personally. I've been in documentaries and things of that nature. So I mean, it's all relative, as far as film, camera, Facebook, social media. It's all about content.
Yeah.
So, so the people that are going to be watching this, tell them a little bit about the concept that you had on your mind when you spoke to us. You saw cameras. What came to your mind, and how does all get to this point?
Well, my son Cortez is my business partner as well. We have a trucking company, Good and Great Transportation. We started off with box trucks. So he runs the box trucks. So he was like, Mom, I got this idea, for a movie about, the box trucks, like a drama comedy. You know what I'm saying? So, I already started working on the outline or whatever. So when we saw y'all, got to talking, he told he film producing all of that. We like, oh, okay, well,
all right.
we already kind of started it. We just need like a direction.
Absolutely. The wonderful thing about that is I'm a visionary. So, like I said, everybody plays their position. Somebody's on first base, second base, third base. So, like I said, as I was listening to my music, I saw the body language, I saw the engagement. I said, Pop, you hear me? Somebody talking about business. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that vision, you're networking. Because y'all could have been talking about anything, but my spidey senses went off. Mm-hmm. So, another concept that I kind of like, networking was number one, but another concept I like to talk about is group economics.
Yep.
Or working together.
Yeah.
So, far as your son working with you, and you met us too, like I said, me and him come from different parts of Mississippi, but we came together as far as networking. Me and him kind of met. He was doing some camera work, I was doing some promotions. We talked, and so on and so on. We still work. We're still working together. So, tell me, what's your understanding of group economics as it comes to being a black female? Like I said, we black people. What comes to mind when you hear group economics?
Well, group economics to me is like when you're doing something, it's like teamwork make the dream work. When you're trying to do something, you got a vision. God give us something, and we cultivate it, and we manifest it. So it's like putting the right pieces in play with the right people.
All right.
So it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
And it's not about what you're doing, it's how you're doing it.
Correct.
So you got this person, like what you're doing,
right.
That working with you. Like him, he's behind the camera.
Right.
Okay, so he had that eye that I might not have. You might have that ear that I might not have.
Correct.
My son, just like him, our minds clicking. But
Gotcha.
I always tell him one thing at a time.
Absolutely.
But if you got a team, you could do all of that at one time.
Absolutely.
It'll just have to be with direction.
Absolutely.
Timing, because everything is not your timing. It's
right.
God's timing.
Absolutely.
Everything work when it's supposed to work, not when you want it to work. And that's when you got those people around you like, hold up, pump your brakes. Now, if we do this way, it's a cause and effect. So if we do it this way, it'll come out like this. But if it don't come out like that, then what's the next thing?
Absolutely. And one of the wonderful things about, like I said, I guess being that we're all networkers, all entrepreneurs, all business-minded people. Like I said, you went from I got this to I got that. So I picked up my phone, called my directing friend. Never had to make that phone call, or as they know I moved around a lot. They know I talked to a lot of people, but I direct hit. You need a possible director. So I picked that phone up, group economics. This is what she does very well. So we bring others to the table. And again, when it comes to business, that's less expenses because you're going to have less mistakes.
Exactly.
You got more time because you're somebody qualified.
Exactly.
And then top row, he reached out to, what was that, a script writer?
Yeah,
Yes, sir. So you said, you might need a little assistance in some critical areas with the script. You got the foundation, but you need to fine tune it. So you got somebody that's great at that.
Yeah.
So now we're saving time, we're saving money. And like I said, if we all do a very good job, we have a very good product.
Right.
You know, not to shout out anybody, but Ice Cube,
That's what I was about to say.
yeah.
Looking Friday.
Low budget, classic.
Classic.
Yeah, exactly. So it just resonates with people. Like I said, you pitched the idea. I didn't really get into it too much, but I got it, and I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, once you get to more levels of where you're going with it, but never really heard the term box trucks and things like that. So, okay, you got me down. So now you're gonna turn it into something, and that's a whole industry, so it's brand new, it's fresh,
Yeah.
and you just got to put that attention grab and content to it.
Man, because it's a lot of hard work. Like, it's a lot of hard work. People, you jump into it, people don't understand it. It's easy to jump into it, but maintaining the whole situation is a whole nother animal.
Well,
so it's like you're dealing with a bunch of personalities. Like, just.
Well, how do you manage all that? How do you manage? Or what's some of the things you know now that you're better at? That it took time for like a young entrepreneur, as far as in that category, different personalities.
Asking the right questions. We've been in business for a year and a half, thank God. And this year we are paying for the mistakes of last year.
All right.
And it was because I didn't know the right questions to ask. And then when I was around people that didn't want to give me the answers.
Gotcha.
So now, this time around, like I was telling him, like we do a lot of recording when we be driving. I want people to know the mistakes that I made, so they won't make those mistakes because nobody told us that.
Right.
So, and some people, you ought to charge people, make people pay for it. I feel like, when it comes to that time, yeah, people can pay for it. But right now, the way people was a blessing to me, I feel like I could be a blessing to somebody else by letting them know, don't do this like that.
Right. And like I said, you never know. When you're doing the right things will happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So like I said, we had a little hiccup in our schedule today. We would not even been by the pool. We would not have, like I said, all been on the same synergy coming together.
Because I wasn't even gonna come to the pool. Then he's like, "Why you always like, I'll forget it, I'm gonna come down there."
All right. See, then and you got to know, as an entrepreneur, you got to know how to make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
You got to take those lemons and make some lemonade. No matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Most
And like I said, we got a lot going on. Like and one of the biggest things, like we kind of new to the Houston area.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna love it. I came here in 2017. I came with my nephew and my niece.
Slippers on and stuff.
So I got here for the Super Bowl day out here? I think it was the Super Bowl. The Texans Rams the Super Bowl. And it was just like, he was like, man, you need to come down here. And I was like, okay, then I'm gonna come for 30 days. That's what I told him.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because when I was at home, it was just like my spirit just kept telling me, like, if you don't leave now, you're gonna be stuck.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like,
this is Detroit you talking about?
And it was like I was kind of like at that crossroad in my life, where either go left or go right or go straight.
Absolutely.
And I got down here, and it was just like the energy was, I don't know, it's just like a different vibe down here. And I got here and was like, I ain't going home.
Well, is it the southern, what do they call it, southern hospitality or what?
Not just the southern hospitality, it's just the vibe, the energy, the weather, just the black excellence that you see, because like I tell my son, this day and time, I know it's like the black excellence now is like, with their generation, the black excellence is the dope man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look, hey,
I'm
not knocking nobody for what they do. You know what I'm saying? But
there's
black
other ways.
excellence, when we was coming up, you had people that worked at the plants. You had
teachers,
doctors, lawyers, teachers.
Goals to be police officers.
Entrepreneurs. Yeah. That was the black excellence. And then, streets were streets.
Yeah.
But now it's just like
the lines have crossed, blurred. The lines have blurred.
They look at somebody working and I feel like they whack.
All right. Well, segue into that. Like I say, I'm out here dropping my T-shirt, my affirmation clothing line, if you will.
Yeah.
So again, this is kind of what we're talking about. So what did you think when you kind of first saw this?
Positive black image.
All right.
Yeah.
Kind of resonated with you as far as how you feel out there that we need more black excellence out there.
Yeah. And here it's you're gonna see it all day. Like, it's just the vibe here. It's just beautiful here. The people is awesome. Like, they nice. They talk to you. It's not like I ain't soft. I don't know where they get that stupid stuff from. I really don't understand.
What about Detroit? Because it's so cold?
No,
are they frowning so much?
No, Detroit is
good vibe.
I'm gonna say Detroit is a diamond in the rough right now.
Right, true.
And our
Rebuilding,
men in Detroit, and I tell all of the girls in Detroit, our men are very different in Detroit.
All right, well,
And
let's
I tell
explore
them to
that.
value
Let me get to
our
my
men.
Samuel. Explain that to me.
Well, I mean, from the way I was raised and the guys, the fellas that I grew up with, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know, it's just how they want their woman to win with them.
Oh, you said this is a plus.
Yeah,
You
it's
said
like,
which area you said? Detroit or what would you say?
Well, where I'm from, I haven't dated anyone in Houston, so I can't really. I met a couple of guys men in Houston, so I really don't.
But you saying the
But
guys in
the
Detroit
men at home,
want
it's
y'all to
just
win
a
together?
different vibe. We win together.
All right.
Either you go Bonnie and Clyde together, or you go entrepreneur together. It's just like everybody got their place. But one thing about the way that we was raised, if I'm eating steak, you go eat steak and lobster.
I
You know what I'm saying? If I got a lamb chop, you can have 3 lamb chops. I eat 1.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
And then how long is that era been like that?
It's been like that since I grew up.
Since you grew up,
That's all that I know.
That's the culture up there.
Yeah. And then we got the plant, the plant workers. All of my family worked for Chrysler. My grandfather was Ford. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of. Did y'all shun him because he was Ford?
No.
I ain't set trip.
No.
Get Ford up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
As long as it was American made, that's all that matters.
All right. But like I say, going to that point, there was a lot of stability.
Yep.
A lot of job security.
Yep.
And I mean, it had this era.
Yep.
Like I said, I think it declined maybe like 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, but
Well, it's just that industry.
Yeah, but you know what I think since the pandemic, it bred a lot of entrepreneurs, new business owners.
Yeah,
it gave them a lot of vision. The plant changed, because it's not paying the way that it was.
Right.
And the plant, my son worked at the plant, and I just feel like they don't care about the people that work. It just bodies in the plant, and it's a revolving door.
That might
You
have
can be
been
replaced.
streamlined, became corporate, it lost its
Right.
feeling.
I think that's
And
a
then
lot of it.
You got to think about it too. You got a generation that was there retiring.
Yes. And you still got some that's waiting to retire, that's waiting it out.
I'm saying about that era. They were in the era where it was instilled in them, and now they're getting out the game. It's another generation.
Yeah, because you got some that's just up and quitting, that's been there for about 10, 12 years, that could probably wait to retire. They just up and quitting, they tired.
Well, tell me what it's like being a black female business owner in the trucking industry.
It's a male-dominated field.
All right.
I stumbled on it because of my son. I was into insurance adjusting, which I love. Awesome people. You meet a whole bunch of different people. He wanted to do hot shot, so I talked to somebody about hot shot.
What is a hot shot? A short trip?
Hot shot is short distance, running flatbeds with the dualies.
All right.
Pickup trucks. And I went and met a friend of mine. She like my sister, Barb. We had went to Dallas, and her cousin was running hot shot, and I was doing the shirts. So we got to talking, and he was like, "Okay, well, I got my adjuster license too. You tell me about this, and I'll tell you about that."
All right.
So he got to talking to me and put me up on it.
Group economics.
Yep, there we go. Yep, networking.
Yeah.
So he put me up on it. Then a girlfriend of mine, her name is Sharita, and she has Think Pink, hot shot transportation.
All right.
So she always talking about this what she did like 14 years ago,
All right.
So at the time she was driving Lyft, just
Right. Transportation.
doing what she do, whatever. So I called her like, dog, I just got finished talking to this guy about hot shot, like, forget this, we need to get it together.
So I bet opportunity.
You already know everything about this. You did it already, because she stopped doing it because she had her daughter on the road. And I remember her telling me that she had her daughter in the car seat doing hot shot.
All right.
And that's when I think she said she stopped. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, well, the kid's older now, and let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's evolve to another level of transportation.
So me and her punched the bag. We burnt a lot of midnight oil, getting it together. She had some people that she was dealing with that was already in trucking.
All right.
So we had got to talking to people. So in the mix of it, this guy started talking to me about dump trucks. So I got to the dump truck game first.
All right.
So,
you don't hear that every day.
Right.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. What you do? Got this dump truck I'm holding on to.
Right. No. Let me tell you this. This is a story. This is the story right here. Now, we would go over to this building with this older guy. He was real cool. He was a mess though. Mm-hmm. And we sat in this building. This building was roach infested, like literally, like, and we would be sitting there, like, but we was trying to suck up all the information that we could because he was giving it to us.
Right.
So he got to telling about the dump truck, like, you can make about this amount a day, da 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 da.
You don't know.
So I'm like, okay, my money that I saved up for my when I was on deployment with my insurance, I was like, then I'm gonna get the dump truck. So I'm on eBay.
Oh my goodness.
I go on eBay. I'm searching. So they took quiet axle, steel composition bed. So I'm like, I'm doing my research on what I want. So I look up Mac. Okay. So I put in a couple of offers. So the man emailed me, was like, if you still want the truck, he had it in there for I think $16,000. So I left a message like, I'm new to the game. You know what I'm saying? I got to 1,000 to work with. If we can, do it, I'm ready. So he emails me back like, okay, well, let's do 12.5. So I'm like, okay, good. So now I'm sitting here thinking like, dang, how I'm gonna get to the truck?
And what city we talking about?
The truck was in Wisconsin.
Wow.
So I call around in Wisconsin and see if I can find a mechanic to go
check it out
and look at the truck or whatever. So he calls like, I got this guy, he mechanic, he had been working on the trucks or whatever. So I talked to the guy actually had a cement company, asphalt company. Mm-hmm. And he said he was getting new trucks, so he was getting rid of the 2 trucks. So the man FaceTimed me with the truck. He showed me everything, lifted up the bed, everything was smooth. He let me see nothing dripping, let me hear the engine. And I know about cars, just messing around.
You're from Detroit, the whole family, I'm from Detroit.
You're dealing with the guys, and you just know about cars. I done messed up in the tires and stuff.
I got you.
So I'm like, okay, well, everything cool, we gonna get it. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna get the truck. One of my girlfriends I work with, Nakia brother Zach, drove trucks.
Boy, look at you.
So she gave me his number. I'm like, can I pay you?
Again, we're going networking.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, can I pay you to go pick up this truck? So he's like, all right. So I flew him out there to pick up the truck. My girl Candy at the time, my partner I was working with at the time, she went out there, met him. They went and picked up the truck. He drove it back.
All right.
And after that, it was on and popping.
All right.
We, Sharita, which we call her Candy, she got to find it. She would go to these sites and look for the foremen or the people that was over the project managers.
Right.
And we had got some contracts, and then she happened to notice one project manager from somebody. However, she found him. We went and signed the truck up, and we was running dirt.
So let me see. I'm checking all the skills here. We got networking.
Yep.
All right. Customer service. You know what I'm saying? Knowing how to have good dialogue with your potential client, things of that nature. Knowing a wide variety of people.
Yep.
Like so, you had a girlfriend here, who had a cousin here, somebody up in the area of Wisconsin to meet. So now you get that all. Did you learn that from just the early? Did it come naturally? Was it a natural gift? Everybody just told you your whole life you never meet a stranger, you're friendly, or what? I mean, how have you been utilizing that skill? Because like I said, if you got that dump truck,
I don't know where I get that. I'm gonna say I got that bad, but it's like a feeling. You know how you got that feeling when you move, you gotta move.
Absolutely.
And that's how it was. This man, and I sent my money. I wired my money over to him and everything.
Right.
It was like, my driver will be there tomorrow. So the next day, I'm calling. He's not answering. So now I'm like, oh God, I know I didn't send this man this money.
You got beat.
I'm like, oh man, why did I do this?
That's some serious money.
So I'm just like, okay, I'm praying. Like, okay, God. So I'm going crazy. I'm like, okay, I got to go running. I had to go run. I had to go jog like this. So I'm like, he not answering the phone. Like, oh man. So I'm just like, okay. Come on, God, please. I'm sorry I did this unorthodox. I'm just praying.
Yeah.
Man answered the phone. Like, I'm out in my back. I'm in the back cutting some trees or something down.
Right.
Like, everything good. I was like, okay, my people will be there in a minute.
All right.
So it's like everything ended up working out. And God bless me. The truck is perfect. Nothing was wrong with it. It run good.
Well, let me ask you this. Since, like I said, we kind of covered a lot, What are some of the things you learned that you could pass on to someone viewing this who scared to go into business, they don't have the experience? What would you tell them about just going for what you want to go for?
I would tell anybody to get with somebody who has done this.
All right.
Do your research, your due diligence. YouTube is a help because there's a lot of people that's on YouTube.
All right.
Don't be scared to ask questions because it's never a stupid question. Because if you don't know if it's stupid.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all, just do your research.
All right.
And research who you dealing with.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shiesty people out here.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? You know, and it's not, some of them is not really being shiesty. Some of it is just they just surviving.
Yeah, just bad business sometimes.
Right. So it's just like you just got to do your due diligence. And when you get your money, hold on to your money and make sure that you making a good investment. Because you want to put your money into something that's going to give it back to you. And one thing about transportation, if you put your money into it and you give it the right people, it will take care of you.
Gotcha.
But like I said, you got to know to ask the right questions. Don't never be scared not to say nothing. You got to open up your mouth. Gotcha. And if your gut is telling you, don't do it, don't do it. That feeling right here, if it's telling you don't do it because you could be missing out on the opportunity or you could be gaining the opportunity.
All right. So what's your future plan, short term or long term right now?
Well, right now, I just want to kind of just evolve.
All right.
You know, I want to
where it can
evolve.
take you?
Yeah, I want to evolve with transportation, and we're in the warehousing right now, so we have evolved into that.
Gotcha.
I just want to kind of focus on what we're doing, and you know, keep on building our script with what we're trying to do on with the movie.
All right.
And
So
just,
you got your hand stable. You know what's working, and you're trying to just get out there and set some new goals or fulfill a few other goals that you have, ambitions that you have.
And just keep dreaming. My thing really is to build something that my kids have a legacy. Right. Something that as they get older, they know, like, okay, we can do this, but at the same time, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm
you know
saying.
What I'm saying? Like transportation might not be.
But you gave them a stability and a platform that they can launch off somewhere else because this here works.
Exactly.
And even if you don't love it, it works.
Exactly.
And then you got the opportunity to explore.
You can still live your dreams. Yeah. You can still work on your dreams, but you have to have your stability, all right? Like just like I do music. So
I was gonna segue into that.
Right. So it's like even with music, you still got to have your stability.
Absolutely.
You can't think that. I mean, you go dream.
All the young people, they going viral. What are you talking about?
I mean, they going viral.
You know what I'm saying? No, you don't have to work. You just gonna take your camera phone. You don't have to work yourself out.
And that's the difficult part for me is that's what I got to get into that part.
Again, it's about having the right team.
But I've been out and I give the DJs my flash drives or whatever, just trying to see.
Well, one of the wonderful things about this platform here is we have access to radio in Houston.
Hey.
All right, and we have DJs here in Houston. We throw our own events. We produce our own shows. So again, we go back to networking.
But you know what? I can't stand by Houston. When I first came down here, what was the Essynze when they had the Essynze Fest here after the Katrina when they had it here.
All right.
And we had went to the clubs. When I tell you the DJs here, beat was on a whole nother level. What was that? 08? What was the Katrina?
Katrina was 05.
05, right. And I think we was at Harlem Nights or whatever. And I was like, dang, these DJs don't be playing. They get their girls money here. Like, and it was the stuff that they was doing and the music that they was playing hadn't even came up with it.
Gotcha.
But the swag and how the DJs was just banging, like, the DJs is what really make everything.
All right, well, I'm going to give you an opportunity. When my production team comes back here, we come back and shoot some more shows, you're going to have to take us and show us a little of this nightlife.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I got, it's a couple of spots. One of my people, Area 29 be popping, Crazy Bull popping.
Well, like I said, we go out and check it out. And again, like I say, I do the magic that I do, put all our team together, and like I said, we can, work together and make something happen.
Right, because it's some good spots. Miami Nights. Then you got, Third Ward, 15, Turkey Leg Cut, Faces, all that little strip right there.
Right.
I'm not from here, but
Yeah,
I
like
only been here since 17, so I'm gonna tell you this. I don't care if I'm here 10 years. I would never be able to do everything here
I got
because
you.
it's always something. Like I just found out about urban social around the corner from here.
I think maybe you was telling us about that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right off of Richmond. I just found that out, and I stay right around the corner.
All right.
But then again, I think, like I said, when the pandemic hit and we went into shutdown, now a lot of stuff is back to normal.
And a lot of people are being a little more innovative. They're not taking for granted that the marketplace is still just going to come. You can actually compete for that market again.
Yeah.
Because people are evolving.
Yeah, and it's a lot of spots. Flavor, right here. They from Detroit,
Oh.
actually. So it's a lot of people going. It's 13. You been 13?
No, I've been there.
Yeah, 13. They got it. It's nice.
Well, like I said, we're going to get our feet wet and we're going to get out here and see the scene. We're going to bring the cameras and we're going to bring it all to the people. Just one of the cities we're going to be. We're going to be in New Orleans, of course. We're going to be on the Gulf Coast. But like I said, we show everybody the different flavors and the different people out there. But one thing we want to show is like a spotlight on all the people that may be unsung because they're not multi-millionaires, they're not movie stars.
Yeah.
But we still doing big things.
Yeah, because you got, matter of fact, the local artist here goes platinum. From someone, I was talking to one of the guys here, and they were saying it's so massive and big.
I'm saying,
here.
yeah, exactly. It's 4.6
Yeah.
million, unless the
Right.
numbers got a little larger.
He's
I
like,
think
"You
it's
know,
still
I never
growing.
heard of this." I was like, no, they was like, dog,
They
the
can
local
go,
artists
yeah.
here go platinum.
They have the numbers to go platinum.
They do.
And
Yes.
the support, I mean, it's a nice city, so you got the accommodations.
Yeah.
You got
And they
the-
do support their artists here. I can't the radio, they play their artists. They do good here supporting their artists.
Well, like I said, we're going to look forward to seeing you in the future, watch you grow. And like I said, hopefully, we'll be on the set,
Yeah,
doing
real soon,
exactly. I don't want a big part. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I don't want a big part,
Look, you get a big part.
You think we're going to watch? I'll write myself in your script.
That's right, that's right.
Exactly. So it was a pleasure meeting you, networking with you, and looking forward to doing future business with you because you got to show in these Houston streets.
Yes.
That's
Nothing.
it.
Learn some new spots too with you.
No doubt. And we'll tell everybody the name of your business and then also you as an artist.
My artist name is Essynze, Essynze, Essynze. I have my Instagram pages. It's Essynze. And our business is Good and Great Transportation. And hey, come on my page. I'll be on there acting crazy early in the morning because we be up early in the morning live.
All right.
I never really I didn't jump in the trucks with them. So this last little 2 weeks been like, like we got to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Wow.
But just check the page out, and we always doing something.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, learning all about you, and a pleasure me sharing you with the rest of the world when the rest of the world gets on our new podcast.
Yes.
And you've one of the first of a few features, and it's been a great weekend in Houston. So
Well, I
we
appreciate
you.
it. I appreciate it. It was
And,
nice meeting y'all.
Next time they see us, we'll be like family. We'll just be hanging.
Right. You know it.
Exactly. That girl from the podcast. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, pleasure.
Yes.
All right. I'm back to you, the podcast here. Remember, start watching us. We're going to have all kind of activities all over the United States. We're going to be all over the place. But we're in Houston right now. And look on your Facebook right now. We're going to get those other social media pages up. But it's Black Empowerment. We meant to do this. Black
Yeah.
Power, baby.